When you live in a small town, everyone knows where you've been and what you have done. I've been trying to leave this old town since
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. I'm Zada.
And I'm Kelly, and you're listening to
Two Sides and the Truth.
Guess what?
What, Kelly?
I'm drunk. I'm a little bit tipsy. I feel, when you get that warm, fuzzy feeling?
It's great, isn't it?
And then it's right at the peak of like all inhibitions to the wind.
Everybody, it's my birthday episode. Not the whole episode, but we're going to discuss it. And Kelly got here, and I haven't seen her since before my birthday. So she got here, and I was like, let's break out my birthday now.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got some birthday tequila.
And I got tequila for Thanksgiving. My son gave it to me at Thanksgiving or Christmas. I don't remember which one. My son gave me this tequila that's like a spicy tequila. And
it's delicious.
I've been saving it for my birthday.
It was worth the wait.
So Rick and I had one glass each for my birthday. Actually, I didn't finish mine because I was so full from my food.
Didn't have anywhere to put it.
I didn't. He made me a delicious dinner, and I did not have any more room.
Well, I'm so happy you put some in me.
And so you got here, and I was like, shot.
It's amazing. The first shot that you gave me, I kind of braced myself like I do for any like just straight shot that I have no chaser. Like like
tequila's not something everybody just takes a shot of without a backer.
That's true. I like the burn of alcohol though. Like it is but I always have to. I never quite know how the back of my throat is going to take that.
Yeah, it's not always on the same plan.
So I braced myself, and so I usually hold my breath as I'm actually swallowing it, so I don't like taste it. I guess you could say.
But it tastes good.
And then as soon as I get it down, I will open up my airway so that I can get the flavor and get the taste of it without hitting.
I'll post this tequila.
It was amazing. I was like, oh my God.
Surprisingly cheap because I looked it up, but it's good. If you like a spicy tequila,
so then I immediately asked for another one because I was like, I want the full force.
Yeah. And I'm over there just feeding her shots.
And she's like, okay. So she gives me another one. And that one, I took the time to actually enjoy. And oh my goodness, it's so good.
So this is how you start a birthday podcast.
I am so excited to be here.
So it's my 50th birthday party week thing. Mm-hmm. So my birthday technically was Monday, and this is Wednesday. When you listen, whatever. But it was 2 days ago. And when I was growing up, I'm the middle child. So I made a birthday week about me. So every year I celebrated my birthday for the whole week.
Oh, yeah.
But no one else in my family did. Like I made this
you
up.
were the party of one.
When you're an only child, you got to get what you can get, you know?
That's very true.
I mean, not an only child, but a middle child. I'm a middle child of every family I have. Like my dad's, my mom's.
You have to act out. You have to, you have to perform to get attention.
And then my little sister, the youngest sister of mine, Tira, she adopted it because I probably influenced her heavily. You're welcome. And she's tried to own it even bigger. She's tiaras, she's sashes, she's all of it.
Oh man,
and
whole 9 yards.
I have no judgment. We do it big.
I've done that before.
But sometimes you feel your birthday more than most. I have always looked forward to my 50th birthday, and I know that's weird for women, but I'm alive.
I think that's an amazing feat, no matter who you are.
A century.
That's a wonderful.
So I've lived 5 decades.
5 decades.
That's fucking badass, right? So I have spent the whole weekend, the last few days, like really. I took off Monday and Tuesday. I had I'll tell you this story in a minute. I had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday that I thought was for one thing, that was in fact for another because my memory sucks. Let me tell you about that in a minute. So I took off my birthday on Monday because I thought, well, I'm already off Tuesday for the doctor's appointment. Because, you hit 50, you got to make all these fucking doctor's appointments.
You do.
You got to get all the holes checked.
All
of them.
All of them.
So I made that appointment, and then I was like, well, I might as well just take my actual birthday off and make it a 4-day weekend. But then as I got closer to the weekend, I was like, I don't want to make plans. And I was making plans for the birthday party because I had a few people ask me, are you having a party? Are you having a party? It's kind of a big deal. Are you having a party? And I was like, meh. And then Erica comes to me and was like, are we going to have a party? Because we're the same age. And I was like, well, she came to me and she was like, are we going to do something like months ago? And I just didn't even think about it. And then I decided randomly I wanted a party, and I just invited her, as we've discussed. I was like, we're having a party. This is what we're doing. So it's next week. It's this upcoming Saturday. So I gained an extra week of the birthday extravaganza.
Yeah.
So the actual birthday weekend, birthday falling on Monday, but Friday through whatever, and I'm off Friday through Tuesday. I made no plans. And you were out of town. Mary works weekends. I knew I'd see Erica next weekend. Rick is working out of town a lot, so I didn't know if he'd be in town or not, so I didn't want to make actual plans, so I just kind of winged it. So every time someone tried to like pinpoint me down for a plan, I was like,
still up in the air.
I don't know. We'll see. And it is the best thing I've ever done for myself.
Yeah, because you got to spend it with you.
I got to do whatever the fuck I wanted to all weekend long.
Yeah.
So let's start with Friday. So Rick's out of town, and I'm like, you know what? And all my kids had to work, or they were staying with their dad or whatever. And it's the first time in a long time I've been alone. And I was like, I need a pedicure. Because you know how I feel about pedicures.
Yes, I do.
So I go to my local pedicure lady, and they love me. They take such good care of me. And so I was there for 2.5 hours.
That is a very long time
and
to
then
have somebody touching your feet.
Yeah, I love it. Every inch of it. And I know you don't, but I do. And
it sounds like absolute torture.
Did I overthink what color my toes need to be for my 50th birthday? Yes, the fuck I did. Because I Googled it. And you know what you do for 50th birthday toes? Nothing. There's nothing on the internet
well,
for that
you better
bullshit.
start it. You better start something.
I'll tell you what I did. I looked it up, and 50th wedding anniversary is gold. So I thought, maybe gold. But I do gold all the time.
Yeah. That's usually my color.
It's a fall color to me. Mm-hmm. And so then I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, red. Red, I'm not a normal red toe girl. I like it on other people. I like it on myself. I just like to do other colors. And I was like, you know what? Tawanda. It's a movie.
I do know what you're talking about.
I'm fucking doing the red toenails. So I get the red toenails. I get pampered by the ladies. It's Friday night. I'm like, do I do anything for my 50th birthday? I text Terry. I'm like, hey, what's up? I might do something at some point tonight. Where will you be? He tells me. I'm like, I might show up. Did I? No, I did not. I did not fucking show up. I instead went to my favorite hole-in-the-wall Italian place here in town and got myself my favorite meal, and then brought it home and ate it right here where we're sitting.
And where
in
is
the
that?
Recording studio in my bedroom.
What restaurant is that?
Tomatoes.
Oh, I love
which
tomatoes.
is Mexican and Italian
My
together.
2 favorite things.
They both love tomatoes.
Oh my gosh.
And they do a phenomenal job on both sides.
They really do.
So when you have a husband that wants Mexican, which is what happens with Rick and I want, Italian, we both are happy. He gets chips with hot sauce. I get bread with marinara. It works out great.
That's a wonderful time to be alive.
So I get my food. I come back, I eat my food, and I'm like, I'm going to bed.
What time was it?
7:50.
Yep, you are definitely 50.
And I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome, because no one's questioning me. Nothing. I didn't have to pick anyone up.
I didn't answer how to answer to anybody.
I was like, fuck the establishment. I'm going to bed at 7:50.
You rager.
I did. So I did that. And then I woke up in the morning and I was like, now what do I do? I'm not kidding. This is legit my weekend. This is not catching up, y'all. This is what you're getting for the podcast.
Yeah,
so buckle the fuck up. So then I'm like, what do I do this morning? It's my birthday. What do I do? Kelly's out of town. Mary always works on weekends. I see Erica next weekend. Literally all weekend long, this is popping through my head. And Rick is still out of town. He's coming back that day. And I'm like, what do I do? And so I just went to breakfast and mimosas by myself. And did I know that I have a 27-year-old daughter downstairs that would love to join me? Yes. Did I wake her? No. Because it was about me.
Yeah.
So I rolled out of bed. I went downtown. I got myself a full bottle of champagne on ice by myself. And I got myself chicken and waffles.
That sounds glorious.
Because am I worried about calories? Fuck no, I'm 50.
Oh, that doesn't count on your birthday anyways.
I'm fucking, I'm thick, girls and boys, whatever the fuck. And so then I'm like, this is delicious. And I saw people I knew. People were coming in that I knew. And they were like, hello, hello. It was wonderful, but I didn't know anyone anytime. I was free to roam. So I finished my food, and then I was like, what do I want to do next? I think I want to go to TJ Maxx. This is what I want to do. And then I decided I'm going to allow someone else in my space now. And what am I going to do? What's the plan? And then right then Zoe texts me, where are you at? I was like, oh, I'm downtown. What are you ready to go? Yep. All right, I'm going to TJ Maxx. I'm in. I pick Zoe up. We go to TJ Maxx. I don't buy anything at TJ Maxx, but she did acknowledge. She goes, you know what, Mom? Look around. It's all mothers and daughters on a Saturday afternoon at TJ Maxx. It's like us too, which we do that. That's a mother-daughter thing, right? Yeah. Do you do that with your mom?
Go to TJ Maxx?
Just go somewhere on a Saturday afternoon to shop for nothing. Like, you have no plan. You need nothing.
I think we would do it more often if we were closer. Y'all live together, so that makes it very
She's
easy.
always there. And, yeah, valid. Okay.
My mother's 2 hours away.
Well, I bought nothing at TJ Maxx. Nothing. The line was uncommonly long. And I was like, what the fuck
You
is
didn't
going
want
on?
anything bad enough to stand in that line?
No.
I've done that before. I'd be like, nope, not worth my time.
Oh, you know what? I did buy something for a birthday gift for someone 2 months from now. Fuck yeah, look how prepared I am. And I bought them, but in the jewelry department. And I said, can I come back here with other purchases? And she told me no. And I said,
jewelry. You're trying to work the system.
We won't be going through the line again. So I left there, went to Ulta. I got myself a beautiful makeup palette that I've wanted. And I have never just bought myself because I'm cheap with myself, but I did it. Left there, and then I was like, let's go to downtown. And so we're going to go to downtown, and Zoe's hungry for lunch. I didn't want to admit to her I'd already ate breakfast, so I didn't mention that. So I was like, okay, we'll go to lunch, and we just got something small. We go to lunch downtown. We get a margarita or two, and I get a text from Brandy, who, listeners that listen often, is one of my OG friends. And she was like, Melindy, our other OG friend, her daughter's having a baby shower. She goes, are you coming? I don't think I was invited, but I'll come.
And I was that baby shower.
I just assumed I ignored the invite because I do that because I don't like to show up. And so I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I thought I was invited. I realized moments later I wasn't because I was like, where is it? There's no record of this on Facebook. I might not be invited to this baby shower. So I text her back. I was like, girl, I don't think I'm invited. I can't fight it, but I'll show up if y'all want me to, but we're in downtown. She goes, well, it's in downtown. Melindy said, get your ass here. Okay. So, but it's 2 hours away. So we eat. We start shopping. I tell Zoe, I said, listen, I have felt so close all week. I have felt this vibe to my brother and my mom. Like, they're here for my birthday. Like, particularly my mom. I was closer to my brother than my mom. But my mom was the fuck here this week. Mm-hmm. So I could sense it all fucking week. So I said, let's go in the crystal store. I want to go. There's a crystal store in downtown Waxahachie. I've been to one time ever. I'm not a crystal person. Am I a hippie at heart? Was I raised on communes? Yes. But we're real hippies. We don't look up crystals and shit. I'm just being honest. Like, these are legit 1970s hippies. We didn't give a fuck about. It was weed. Our parents.
Not everybody resonates with stones.
But I collect rocks. I do have a connection to rocks. I get it. I'm a white woman. I get it. It's our people, you know. So I'm like, let's go. I had a calling to go to the crystal store. I wanted to find something that made me feel connected to my mom. Mm-hmm. That's the best. Without saying it, that's how I was feeling. So we stop at Atomic Vintage and check them out. We stop at all the stores I stop at. I get to the crystal shop and I walk in and the lady's busy, but I want to ask her for help. I want to tell her what's going on in my life and I want some help. I need a little direction. I am not that kind of hippie. I don't know the stones. Mm-hmm. So I walk in, she's busy with the customer. So Zoe and I are looking, we're in different places. And the first thing I zone in on what I call a desert rose, but I think the real name is maybe Bronite, but it's something like that. And it's like it's a rose, you know it once I tell you. It is a rose-looking rock that comes from Oklahoma predominantly, but also from West Texas. Well, my mom collected them, and we have them embedded in the concrete on her grave. So it was a big deal to my mom. We have her actual collection embedded into her grave.
That's cool.
And so I have a connection to this particular stone, which also, it's a crystal technically, but it looks like it's made out of sand, red sand. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a rose. So I walk in, it's the first thing I see. And I'm like, yeah, this is my mom. This is perfect. But she only has little small ones. So I pick up like 3 little small ones and then one big one, but it's kind of got a white overcast. I don't know why. I should probably research it. I bought it, but I don't have the same connection I have to the red ones. And there's 3 little tiny red ones. And they have no big red ones. And I'm like, okay, I'm buying these. And then it has the meaning of the bronites. And then the meaning is basically that you find peace from within.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Eye-Opening Moments podcasts are real-life stories of adversity, encounters, and perspectives. They are moments that can lift your spirits, give you some food for thought, or move you. For the introspective mind that likes to reflect, discover, and find solutions or meaning in a complex life, listen to Eye-Opening Moments podcasts.
That you're grounded and you find peace from within. So I had already in my head before I got there, you're just going to believe me, I have no proof, is in my head, I was like, I'm 50, I need to find, for lack of better words, peace from within. I need to find what I love about myself as I am and just embrace that. And that's where I am in life. And I need to make the most of that. I don't need to be any better than I am. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my take on my 50s. I'm great as I am.
Yeah.
And yes, I can always improve, but I love me.
Yeah.
And so that's really been my goal of my 50s is to come full embrace me. Mm-hmm. Thick, thin, funny, boring, whatever the fuck Zada you're getting, I need to embrace her. Because that's me. That's where I am. So that's my thought process. So I see that and I'm like, this is perfect. And then immediately to the next of it, on this very tiny shelf, is one other stone. And it's a cutout of a geo, so basically a rock that you literally, if you imagine a ham, you take a slice out of, and it's the rock, and it's the crystals, and it's beautiful. So my stepmom, Cindy, who you know is very important to me, she collected those, and they were all over her house. And so I saw that next to that, and I was like, these are my mom's.
You just found your little space.
I found my mom's. So I pick up 4 total of the rose ones, 1 big white one, 3 small pink ones, and then 1 geo that reminded me of my stepmom. So I pick that one up, and I'm like, okay, well, I want the lady's help, but she's helping someone, so I'm waiting for her. So she finishes helping that person. I go up to the counter. At that point, I've kind of looked around the whole store, and I've noticed some jewelry, but I haven't paid too much attention to it. I just noticed it. I go up to her, I said, listen, I don't know a lot about all this stuff, but I'm turning 50 on Monday. I'm ready for this new adventure in life. What would you guide me to for this next stage of my life? And she's like, what do you envision your next? This is legit, the conversation, and it makes no sense. I'm just putting this out there because I'm stupid. She's like, what do you envision this next stage of life being? And I'm like, abuelita with no grandkids who's white and really tall. Basically, I'm a Mexican grandma with no grandkids. Mm-hmm. Because is it not fucking me?
Yeah, it is.
I mama everybody. Even though it's a fucked up mom, I mama everybody. And I dress like a fucking abuelita. So, proudly. And so I'm like, and she laughed and she didn't know how to take that. I could tell.
She's like processing.
And so then I'm like, okay, look, my mom, I'm looking for something that connects me to my mom. I don't know how to explain this. And she said, well, and this is where she went wrong. She was like, here's an interesting crystal. This one, and she shows me one of the case. And it just happened to be in front of her, and I think she just didn't know what to say. And she was like, and this one only grows on corpse. And I say, well, I already got my dead brother in my purse, and I don't really want any other dead people.
We're tapped out on dead people right now.
She was like, what? And I was like,
you and her were just not vibing.
We did it. That's what did it. And I said, my brother's in my purse, whether he likes it or not. He goes wherever the fuck I tell him to go because he died first. And he didn't make it to 50.
Yeah.
And I did.
I'm winning this bitch.
So we're not worried about him. He's safe in my purse. And I don't need any other dead bodies in there. but I do want you to show me something that reflects my mom. And she was like, well, what do you think reflects your mom? I was like, let me think about it. And I was like, but I saw this ring over here. Will you show it to me? And the reason I caught this ring in this case was because it's shaped very similar to a ring my mom gave me, which you've seen a million times, my blue ring that I wear all the time, the silver and blue one. And it's kind of a kidney shape. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's kind of an unusual shape because that's the shape of the particular stone she had. Well, this one was a completely different stone. It's a crystal. It's green. But it was kind of cut similar, kind of a weird cut. And so when I saw it, the first thing I thought of, oh, that's similar to my blue ring, which the stone fell out of, but I still have the stone, and I'm getting it fixed, and so it's safely hidden until then. It is my absolute favorite ring. And so I was like, well, I want to see this one. Tell me what this crystal's about. You know, what do you think? What's this crystal about? She goes, you know what? I'm really not familiar with that crystal. Let me look it up. So there's another lady behind a wall. Like, we got the whiz over here behind the wall, okay?
Yeah,
so
the Wizard of Oz.
She starts asking the lady behind the wall I can't see, okay? And the lady's like, yes, it's a blah, blah, blah. Look it up, blah, blah, blah. So she looks it up. I don't know what she looks it on, if there's some secret page they look, because I will tell you, I looked it up and I could not find the exact wording she used. But once she goes to tell me what it says, and she tells me what it means, it is literally the words on my mom's headstone. So you know on the back of my mom's headstone, it says to use your gift and talents given to you by God. That is what she says to me. The stone means
to use your gift.
Your gift and talents is given by God. It turns out that particular crystal is referenced in the Bible about talents and gifts given by God. My mom was not a religious person. So for my mom to have quoted the Bible, I had no clue. That's where that came from. It was an actual quote from the Bible. I had no clue. My mom was not religious, so that's shocking. But for that to be with that particular ring that I picked out of all the rings in the shop and all the crystals in the shop.
Yeah.
So she says it to me in my face, I'm being funny the whole time. I'm tickling me.
Yeah.
I'm just being stupid and funny. And then suddenly I'm just like, what? She goes, are you okay? And I was like, yeah.
Obviously not. No,
I said, that's what my mom's headstone says. And I literally today, knowing we were going to talk about this today, I went through and I looked up. I found a picture of my mom's headstone because I know what my mom's headstone says, but you know how sometimes you think you know what it says, but really you know what it means? If that makes sense. So, if that makes sense. So, I find a picture. Okay?
I think that it's nice that you asked. You try to make sure people are following you, even if they're totally not.
Yeah. And does it matter? I can't even hear you. So, my mom, so when she died, she had to be in the ground within 36 hours in the state of Texas not be embalmed. And she didn't want to be embalmed. She knew she was dying. She planned the whole fucking thing. She told none of us she planned it was all a surprise. So when she died, we were suddenly like, we have to do nothing but pick the color of the flowers on her casket. That was the only thing I had to do. I did think we had to order her headstone. Turns out she did that before us. And we had no clue. So we go to order it, and they're like, no, we already got one here. We just got to put the date on it. So this is what my mom put on it. I found the picture of it. It says, honor my memory by using your time, talents, gifts from God. And that's what she said to me. And I was like, if that's not my mom showing the fuck up. So I get on my stuff. I get my crystals. I get my ring. Obviously, I buy it. And I just got a lovely little oil check from my mom. So my mom really paid for it. I feel like my mom gave me this gift for my 50th birthday. Literally that day, I got a deposit for oil. And so I was like, fuck yeah. So I get the gift, and then it's time to meet Melindy and Brandy at the baby shower. So I go to the baby shower. Brandy's mom passed away the day before that. And my heart has been really heavily connected to Brandy in the last 2 weeks. I've just been thinking of her a lot. You know, have you just really think of something? I've been thinking of her heavily. And reach out. Like my heart is telling me to reach out. But I've been so busy, you know? So I have this birthday party planned for this upcoming Saturday. And I'm like, I need to make sure Melindy and Brandy know about the birthday party. Because I know they both don't always. They got a lot going on in their lives.
Yeah.
And let me make sure they know. So I reach out to both of them in a group text. I'm like, hey, just so you know, party's a state. I'd really love to see you both. And that's when Brandy tells me her mom died that morning. Brandy and her mom have not talked in 16 years. They did not have a great relationship. It's on her mom. That's hard as fuck.
I can't even imagine.
Right. So I immediately, my heart goes out to her. And I'm like, got you, girl. No problem. Don't worry about the birthday. Got you. So then that day, as I'm doing my birthday shopping, my heart is heavy on her. I'm like, I told Zoe, I got to get her a card. I got to get her something. I need to get her something. I go into this resale shop who doesn't sell cards. They have one fucking card, and it's perfect. So I buy it. This is right after I buy the roses.
You were just on a roll.
God, I'm telling you.
You're on a spiritual roll.
Yes. So then, Zoe's with me the whole time, and Zoe's like, what the fuck is going on? Because she knows me well, you know? So then I'm like, okay, I get this card for her. We walk over to the event. I show up. I know everybody. Y'all understand, this family, I am somehow connected to every motherfucker in this family in different ways. Melindy met my mom first before she met me. That's how she wanted to meet me, which no one in Ellis County can say that. Brandy and I grew up together, but met as adults and became closer as adults. My mom and stepdad's best friends were Melindy's ex-husband's parents. Melindy's ex-husband was my brother's best friend. I'm connected in this family in so many different ways. Family members that have married into the family, I grew up with them too. So I have a lot of connections to this family. So I show up, I'm like, listen, I know this is not the event for that, but I want to give you this card. I'm so sorry. And I want to give you this random little tiny rose. It's one of the little roses. And I was like, this is perfect. I want to remind y'all, randomly Brandy decided when her dad died that she wanted to put his ashes somewhere special. And so she put them on my mom's grave.
Yep.
Oh. So I just felt like my mom delivered that to her.
Yeah.
So I explain the rose, the meaning, why I found it, all the above, about the ring, all the stuff. It just had happened. She's like, thank you. She gets home. She's like, what's the meaning? I wake up the next day to this because I went to bed early. And it's like, what's the meaning again of this stone? So I send her a screenshot of the meaning. And then she goes, I found the perfect spot for it. And she had like a little mom and daughter carving, but they're adult mom and daughters. Mm-hmm. And the daughter is holding, like has her hand out like she's going to hold something, but there's nothing there. It's the perfect size for the fucking rose, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
God is, I'm telling you, my mom was involved in this shit.
Yeah.
You know? So that was my Saturday. I'm telling y'all, I've had such a good weekend and such stupid, like people don't understand. The hippie bullshit is coming out.
Yeah.
The communes,
you like unlock a different spiritual level once you hit 50. Like, if you're open to it, you know what I mean? Like maybe some people don't hit that wavelength, but maybe if you're dialed in like you are, once you hit it, it's like a christening for the next stage of your life, and it's deeper. And it's crazier than you could ever imagine.
I absolutely
vibing on the spiritual level if you're open to it.
I'm telling you, I spent all day Sunday. That was Saturday. I spent all day Sunday with my dad, and which is awesome for your 50th birthday. You spend it with your dad. Just the two of us. We had a great day at his house. So that's Sunday. So then Monday, I have no plans. It's my actual birthday. I took the day off. Rick is suddenly going to be home, and I'm like, in my head, I was spending it with a friend. Or by myself.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready to commit to anything else. I love him, but he's probably had enough of this. Like, I know I'm being extra. So he was like, what are you doing today? I was like, I don't know yet. It's probably not with you. I'm thinking I'm going to reach out to Mary. And he was like, okay, whatever. He didn't care. So I reached out to Mary. I'm like, what are you doing today? She goes, I was about to ask you what you're doing today. And I was like, nothing. I got no plans. It's my birthday. I'm off. She was like, lunch. You know where. It's our favorite place to go together. Oak Cliff, middle of nowhere, Mexican place. I'm always the only white person. I'm like, I'm there. So I go to meet her there. So I'm on my way there, and I'm thinking about the conversation with her I want to tell her about the ring. I want to tell her about Brandy. I want to tell her all these cool things. And you think about a conversation before you have it. So I'm thinking all these things, and I'm on my way, and I'm about halfway there, and my brother and I had a thing with the song Fancy by Reba McEntire. So Fancy comes on the fucking radio. And that was Zola, my song. Like, we sang it together on my way to my grandfather's funeral. Like, we have a connection to this song. Everyone knows it that knows us. And so I'm like, fuck yeah, Zola showing up to tell me happy birthday. This is literally my birthday. I'm like, fuck yeah, Zola showing up to tell me birthday. I'm 30 seconds into the song. I get a text from his wife, and it shows up on my thing over Fancy, Bonnie Porch Owens. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I wait till the end of Fancy because I'm not going to interrupt fucking Fancy.
You can't do that.
I'm singing at the top of my lungs because my brother told me anything else is shameful.
I agree.
So I call her. I'm like, you're not going to believe this. I took a picture of it. I was like, Fancy's on, and you fucking text me. And
did she get tickled in that?
She said, he beat me to it. She was just calling to say, she was just texting to say happy birthday. Yeah. She wasn't calling. She was texting. And I was like, he beat you to it.
Better luck next year.
And so we laugh about it. I go to meet Mary. We get there. It's 11:30 in the morning. And I'm ready to fucking party. I'm not going to lie.
You're ready. It's your birthday, girl.
I'm going to have a margarita or two. That's all I need, really, is 2 margaritas. That's it. And I'm like,
give me 1 margarita.
Yes, give me 2. Okay. So I'm like, so we sit down. Mary beats me there. We sit down. And the waitress comes up, and she, what I think is a waitress, I think she was just the seater because Mary had just beat me, so I don't know who said us. And she was like, "Can I get y'all anything?" And Mary's like, "I'll take a water." And I was like, "I'll take a jalapeno margarita on the rocks."
Yes, ma'am.
She goes, "No problem." Like, she doesn't even flinch. Mary goes, "Oh,
it's like that.
We're doing that."
Oh, okay.
She goes, "I'll take a shot of
I'm
Jaeger."
like, I thought you were invited to the party. You showed up to the party. You're not going to party?
She said, "I'll take a shot of Jaeger."
Oh my God.
The lady goes, that's all she says. She thought she was joking. And Mary's like, I'm not,
no jokes.
I want a shot of Jaeger. And the lady's like, okay. And she just leaves. And we laugh our ass off. And then a few minutes later, like 2-3 minutes later, this other lady shows up who turns out is our waitress. The other lady was just like the seater.
Oh, y'all couldn't wait. They're like, get us our liquor, woman.
And she was like, can I get y'all anything? We were like, no, but we did. Because, we've both been in the service industry, so we know. We're like, no, but we did just order already drinks from the lady that set us. And I said, I got I got this. And Mary goes, and I got a shot of Jaeger. And the lady goes, she just gets silent. She goes, oh, really?
I gotta check, make sure we have Jaeger.
She thought she was joking. And she was like, yeah, no, really. And she was like, oh, okay. And leaves.
Y'all quit judging me.
We are laughing our ass off. And so they come back with her Jaeger. She takes a shot. We have our food, whatever. And then a few minutes later, they come back. And she was like, I'll take another shot of Jaeger. And I was like, I'll take another margarita. And they're like, okay. They come back. Then the cops show up. They're seated next to us.
Like, y'all gotta come get these bitches because shit's about to go down.
Yeah, and
okay.
Mary is now lining.
These white women.
She takes Mary's half Mexican. She counts. She takes her shot glass and like stacks it on the other one. And I'm like, Mary, no, ma'am, this is not.
You're not setting a good picture here.
She's like, you're right. Line it up behind your drink. I have water. And we're lining the shot glasses up so they can't see them from their table. So we enjoy our lovely dinner, or lunch, whatever. And so what a good time. I just had such a good time. And so then I come home, and then Rick made me a steak dinner because that's what I requested. And the kids came over and all that good stuff. And I tried to make us margaritas with the same tequila.
Give me 3 margaritas.
But I honestly was so full. All I've wanted to do is eat all week, and I know that's bad for me, and I should stop, but I've not been drinking. I've been fucking eating. And I'm making stupid comfort foods, which tells me it's an emotional eating. Like, I don't like tuna casserole, but I like the idea of it because my mom made it. Yeah. So I made tuna casserole without the tuna.
Yes.
And it was delicious. That's what's going on. And I was like, bitch, stop eating.
It's hard sometimes.
I
get randomly excited about food a couple times a day.
Yeah.
I even like dance when I'm eating. Like it's a whole production.
I've seen you. But I had such a good weekend that was nothing like super special, but it was super special.
Yeah, that's the best kind.
And I just had the best time.
Sometimes you have to slow down and spend time with yourself for those special moments to happen and to really be able to notice them and be grateful for them.
I am until Tuesday hit.
Oh, no.
And this is where I didn't know what I was going to the doctor for kicks in. Because I knew my 50th was coming up, I made all these appointments. And I was like, I need a mammogram, I need a colonoscopy, and I need my girl shit checked.
I do not envy you. I would be killing somebody probably.
So I made all these appointments, but some places take longer than others to get in. So in my head, I was going to a mammogram yesterday. It was not. It was the girl parts. And I had no idea.
You got to prepare for that kind of thing.
I know. And I show up there and I'm like, oh, wait. This is not what I thought it was. This is not a mammogram. I'm about to have to take my panties off. And I was like, oh, fuck. Thankfully, I showered. But I'm like, oh, fuck. First off, I try not to have sex the night before I have a woman check because I don't know if they can tell, but it just seems weird. Fuck that. That went out the window. It was my birthday weekend. And
that's not happening.
Yeah. And so then I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll know. I still wasn't sure.
I would just tell the doctor, I'd be like, look, it was my birthday weekend.
Well, and my doctor's offices are all in Baylor Scott White. So it's like a hospital-esque. So I could be seeing anybody. And I'm really bad with names. And I was like, is this my gynecologist? Or is this the mammogram person? Or I'm about to get a colonoscopy? What the fuck's about to happen?
Yeah, you did not prepare.
I figured I'd know when I walked in and they told me what to put on.
Oh, gosh.
Turns out they wanted to check my vagina. Oh. It seems fine.
I hope so.
Did I get the test results today? Yes. Can I read them? No, because I can't figure out my fucking email. Y'all, I tried 2 hours. I couldn't figure this shit out. I could not get in. They changed the way they do it.
How rude.
I could be dying and I would not fucking know.
Well, I'm hoping for the best.
And then Rick's already out of town and I'm like texting him, oh my God, they're about to check my vagina. I didn't even know they were doing this. I'm not prepared for my vagina to be touched today. I did not expect this. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. And he doesn't see any of it till it's over. And he was like, I hope everything works out okay. And I was like, it's too late. It's done. Turns out it was fine. It was a 45-year-old woman. She knows what she's doing. Anyways, happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to Zada.
I don't even know what to call this episode.
I'm calling it Gimme One Margarita.
That's all it took, literally. Or a Jaeger.
You didn't even need those two other ones. But
I mean, I'm telling you, I can't complain. I recommend 50. And it's funny because I put on Facebook 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know about other people, but I know about me. And I'm looking forward to being 50. And I know not everybody embraces that, but I'm just happy to be alive and for the knowledge I got. And I'm going to tell you, 2 or 3 years later, whatever it's been, I'm still fucking happy to hit 50. Amen. And I don't give a fuck if I'm gray, and I don't give a fuck if I'm chubby, fat, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I don't give a fuck. I'm so happy I'm alive and I have a good family and I like to come home every day and I don't wake up terrified of my life. Like I'm in a good place. And I don't know that everybody at 50 wakes up in a good place. And if you don't, fucking fix it.
Yep. It's your life.
Because you only got a few more years to fix it.
Yeah, this is a one and done kind of situation, guys.
Yeah, so fix that shit. If you're not happy, fucking fix it. And I wake up every day happy, and I feel like that's such a blessing.
Well, I'm happy I'm here to be a part of it.
Thank you. I'm sorry I got you drunk before we started.
I'm not. Can I have another shot?
Gotcha.
All right, so we're going to go into social media shout-outs. Zada, do you have any shout-outs for across our vast social media platforms?
I do. I actually could possibly touch them all because you know how it is.
Touch them all, girl.
Well, I can't because of my birthday. The everything's lost in your Facebook once it's your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
You're like,
good luck.
It's a mess. And I really tried hard to thank everybody, and a lot of listeners did send me messages, and it was very nice. So shout out to all of y'all that did that. I appreciate that. But I got 2 funny ones on Instagram. So one of them was, I talked about on the last podcast, I think it was the last one, about how I have a superpower and I electrocute everybody and everything. And
yes, I'm still pretty jealous.
yeah, I mean, we can't all have it.
Thanks for relighting that fire.
I know. And so a listener actually messaged me about it, and she was cracking up because she said that this has been happening to her as well. And I said, well, do you think that it's the soles of your shoes? Like, that's what I think the problem with mine was. Mm-hmm. She was like, no, it doesn't matter what shoes I'm wearing. I pretty much just have a superpower.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're going with.
And I just thought that was so funny. And so now her name is Charlene. I think that's how I'm saying it correctly. It's spelled different than normal Charlene. It's spelled pretty cool, actually. But her name was Charlene. But I just thought it was really funny because she was like, I didn't think somebody else would understand. And the other one was Chris on Instagram, and it's Chris Apeta, I believe is how, Instagram. We make up weird names. That might be his last name. I don't know. But he messaged me because he was like laughing how he also has been listening to the smut ones that I've been listening to with the really bad acting.
Do you want to know, just a quick little insert, right after we had that conversation, I got, one day my phone died, so I had to use my laptop to just listen to YouTube.
Yeah.
And so I hardly ever open YouTube on my laptop. And one of the commercials was like a little infomercial for
yes, they do that.
I was like,
they hook you in that way.
No. I immediately closed the laptop and walked away.
He said what got him was the hockey one. And it's funny because I remember the hockey one trying to get me, and I wasn't watching them yet. It was the one after us that got me. And they were like, do you like stories about hockey? And I was like, fuck, no, I don't. I don't like hockey. I don't, so I didn't get into it. Well, he does like stories about hockey, so that's the one that got him hooked in. So I thought it was funny. And I've actually had a lot of listeners message me about that on Facebook, and they're like, oh my God, I've been watching the same ones. Do you know what happened at the end? I was like, yeah, do you? Tell me. Because I can't get it. So, anyways, that's all the shout-outs I really got just because I've been, my Facebook got bombarded.
Yeah. Well, I don't do much. I did post from our last episode, which was spice level mild Taco Bell hot sauce. I posted that on our Instagram, and then I also posted a picture of me holding a mild Taco Bell hot sauce.
Yes.
And it said, you're cute.
Yeah.
And so I got one comment on there that cracked me up, was from Lainey, and she said, by far, one of my favorite episodes. I laughed hysterically the entire drive home. And I said, I was cracking up. Then I was laughing at myself for laughing at myself. And she said, that's what had me cracking up too. You and Zada reminded me and my cousin, because we do that all the time, telling stories. Love y'all and the podcast. I listen religiously every week. I get so excited when I get notifications of the new ones.
Aww,
so thank you so much, Lainey. And then Miss Burgess said, your gorgeous brows on fleek. And I was like, girl, thanks.
She is such a good listener. She's always so sweet.
I love it. I know. They're my hype girls right
there. I was being
there.
serious about the idea of doing a parade that listeners come and join us, but they would have to come join us, and we would have to have like the promises. Okay.
Yeah, promises.
So I didn't get anyone to tell me that they would do it, and I need someone to tell me they would do it.
Please,
if you tell me you'll do a parade with me.
We need at least one more person. We need to have at least three.
I want an army of women.
That would really be
like
the best
5,
thing.
But no. Anyways, y'all just, give me these opportunities to be weird and do it. Join me.
Yes.
Please.
We need someone to be as weird as we are.
We can dress in muumuus, and I have extra.
Yeah. Even guys, we'll get you a muumuu.
Yeah. Or another thought was if we all dressed in robes and
flashed everybody?
Well, everybody could have a different theme of their robe could reflect them. You could be all little seductress, whatever you call that, seductus, whatever they call those
Sultry, seductive.
That both of those together.
I think you were trying to merge those things.
Yes. You could be all that, and then I could be over there in my muumuu, and then somebody else can be in like a robe that's cute. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that too.
We could go other directions. I'm willing to work with people.
We're open. We're open, okay?
Yeah. So, anyways.
Another social media shout out. Well, it's kind of a shout out, but I've had a couple of people ask before if we'd take calls, can we call into the podcast? Do y'all ever call people? And we do. We need to try and do that more. And so I do have a couple of people that we're going to try and give a call. And we'll try to start a little segment as well of just calling people with questions. So it can be like, basically like, introduce yourself, let us know where you're listening from, let us know how you came across the podcast, just.
And it might be a familiar face too. It might be a listener, and it might
Maybe
just be
we'll
someone we talk about a lot.
If you've been on the podcast and you'd like us to give you a call for a catching up with you, let us know, because I want to start calling people.
But tell me what episode
Give me
you were
your
on
number.
before, because there's 100 of them now, and I get lost.
Reach out to us, please. Let us know that you want to talk, and we'll give you a call. We can make it happen.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
All right, our first call in, but they're not calling in. We're calling them.
We're calling them. We're calling them.
Call out.
Yeah, I don't know what we're calling this little.
It's just we're call-ins.
Yeah, we're calling.
You can call us. Don't call us. We'll call you. But just tell us to call you, and we'll call you.
We're gonna call a name, somebody that you hear her name often on the podcast, which is my other best friend Mary, who's been my best friend since junior high. So typically, if I did something where I was gonna get grounded, it was with her. So we never really got caught, though. Well, she got caught, but I was better at hiding things.
All right, let's go.
It's calling her.
Oh, we can't hear her.
I can't hear her. Oh, I got to turn you up, Mary. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, yay! We did it. Okay, we used the phone thing in a long time, so we forgot to turn the volume up. So
Oh, okay. I get it.
I forgot. Well,
I
because
had to remind myself to turn the volume down of my little whatever iPad, whatever it is.
Well, we're not going to talk too long, but we're doing, I don't know if it's really a segment, but we're doing a little thing where we're just calling people, sometimes it'll be a listener or whatever. But also we thought it was a good idea for some of the main characters that we talk about the most to be, on it. And you've been on it before. Or at least on Alice. Has she been on this?
We're putting,
Yeah, okay.
We're putting a voice to the name again.
Yeah.
We're catching up with you.
And I had just told a story on this episode. I told a story about my birthday and the lunch date and the ring and all the good stuff.
It was such a good story.
Aw, that was a really good day.
Yes,
it was a good
I love
day.
that it was so I love that it was so spontaneous.
Yeah, we had
like,
nothing planned.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
I mean, I had work, but yeah.
I mean, that's not important. That's not important.
Get that out of here.
Yeah, we don't.
That's neither here nor there.
Work, schmirk. Well, and Kelly didn't realize you weren't going to be able to come to the party this weekend until I just told her.
Yeah, I was like,
I know,
thanks for breaking that to me off air.
I know, because she was about to say, what are you wearing?
If you guys ever win money, I'm the one that's going to choose work over friendship. You'll win money with me, hands down.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's okay. We respect it. We know
somebody's got to be working where we're partying.
But you will show up on a Monday afternoon for a birthday lunch, so.
Right? But it's just literally. Oh no, I didn't work Monday. I had it off. That's so weird. No, it's just me doing this. So it's like if I'm not at work, I'm not providing for me, and I have some really expensive tattoos.
Yeah, I know. You like to travel and tattoos. I was telling her the story about when we went and we ordered our drinks, and the waitress was giggling at you, both waitresses, whenever you ordered your shot.
He didn't think I was serious. I was like, can I get a sweet tea, please, and a shot of Jaeger?
I love it.
And they were like, and I was like, no, I'm serious.
This is not a drill. I'm not testing you. I'm not testing you.
Yeah, we had a good time. I stuck to the margarita. Anyways, you really just called. Do you have a question for her?
I wanted to tell her I love her. I'm gonna miss you not being there Saturday, but I'm so happy I got to hear the story of how you helped make her birthday so special. So good job.
It was awesome.
It's
good on you.
Of doing that. It's not just it's not just a one day. It's like I appreciate her friendship and her advice and just everything about her since we met.
Yep.
So I mean it's like a level of respect that I have of her, and there wouldn't be anyone else that I would want to celebrate with. We've been through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of downs. We have been through.
But, I just told her when I said we're going to call Mary, and I said Mary is my friend, that if I was going to get caught doing something, it was with her. If I was getting grounded, it was going to be with her.
Hands down.
But we got a lot of good
sure.
stories.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, I'm convinced we're all going to live on a farm
Yeah, she's still
when
got
we're
the
older,
farm
so-
plan.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we're gonna need to make sure
Yeah,
that.
like I'm going to do farm work. I'm going to have to be the
Can't wait to see you
chick
out
that
there in
runs the
some
town
overalls.
You're gonna have a farm boy. When she went to France, she came back telling me, and I think it was when you were in France. Whenever you went on that trip across Europe and you came back and you wanted to, she told me she wanted to move back there and be a sheep person. Do you remember
I
that?
want to raise
That's
lambs
wonderful.
and goats.
I
Yeah,
love
she
it.
came back.
And
She was like, "This is what I need to do with my life."
I found my calling.
I was like,
I will just paint, even though I paint horrible. Maybe it'll be in someday.
Have you ever tried to paint? Have you actually tried?
Yes, and I always I think my ADHD or ADD or whatever the fuck I have going on in my brain, I always end up just doing weird shit. So
Mine always ends up looking like an 80s poster. Like I drew it in 7th grade on the front of my book. That's what it looks
we're
like.
so stuck in the 80s. Yeah,
It
with the little
didn't.
house with the sun in the corner.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm being for real. I've tried to paint because, my mom started painting in her 50s. So I was like, ooh, maybe I could pick up painting like mom did and I'll be like winning awards like she did. No.
No, I can't.
No, I can't even do a good stick figure.
Well, at least you tried.
Can't sing, I can't draw. I'm just, bless my heart.
Okay, we love you, Zada, just the way you are.
I can talk.
Bless our
You're the
hearts.
best backup dancer,
I do.
cheerleader.
I will back up dance for you, though. I'm not a good dancer either, but it's entertaining.
It is very.
All right, well, Mary, we're just called to bug you, basically. So thanks for taking our phone call.
All right, ladies, I love you.
All right, I love
Love
you
you,
too.
Mary.
Talk to you later.
Bye. Talk to you later.
Okay, now we're calling somebody else, another listener.
Hello.
Hi, Sean.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
Fabulous.
Okay,
Thanks for asking.
let me introduce you to my friend Zada. Zada, this is Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Hello, Zeta.
I have no idea what's going on. She just told me to call you. So.
Yeah, we're calling. Well, people ask if we do call-ins. I
Yeah.
have people ask all the time, and I said, yeah, we do. We'll call you. So
Okay.
we are calling Sean. Sean, where are you from?
Niagara Falls, Canada.
Oh, my.
How is it there? Is it just wonderful?
It's okay. It's pretty wonderful.
It's probably pretty cold. Is it pretty cold?
Pretty cold right now. It's about 6 degrees. So that's 26 for you weirdos.
Oh, my gosh.
We are weirdos.
Oh, yeah, y'all do
We
that.
are.
Y'all do that weird stuff. I actually have cousins that are from Texas, raised in Texas, Texans that all moved. My uncle and a bunch of my cousins moved to Canada and became Canadian citizens.
Where'd they move to?
That's a good question. I know there's somewhere near
You've
you.
never visited them, have you?
No. Why
How
would I go
rude.
to Canada?
Let's go visit your family.
I would love to go visit them, to be honest with you. But I've almost gone to Canada a few times and not quite made it. But they come here so often that I don't, you know what I mean? They don't all live by each other anymore. So they're in different parts of Canada. So then it's like, which one do I go visit? When
So
they'll
now
come here?
we could do a trek across Canada to find all of your family
All
and
my
where they
family,
live.
all the
There's a
Owens.
highway.
And then
There's a highway takes you right across.
I love it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go, but I have not made it to Canada. You know, us Americans, we don't really leave America much.
Not much.
I don't really leave
We're
Texas.
We're so weird. We really are weird. You hit the nail
You
on the
can carry
head,
weed
Sean.
around, but not a gun.
Absolutely not.
Well, it depends on what your state you're on. Here you can carry a gun in some states and not
Yeah,
states,
you-
and you can carry weed in some states but not in other states.
We can't
Yeah.
make up our minds.
Yeah, well, we've made up our minds.
know.
They just don't care what we think.
Yeah, that's
But-
true.
But yeah, no, here it depends on what state. The current state we're sitting in, we can carry a gun almost anywhere, but we can't carry weed anywhere.
Yeah. Better watch your back.
That's a shame.
It's weird, right? It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
So what are you doing right now, Sean?
I am driving.
Driving.
Don't
Okay.
worry, I'm completely safe.
Are you hands-free?
I'm hands-free.
That's good to hear. Okay, we like being safe. So how did you come across the podcast?
A friend of mine listened to you, and she told me about it.
Really?
But yeah,
So have you listened to an episode?
on Spotify.
That's wonderful. I like Spotify. That's wonderful. I don't use Spotify, so I think it's interesting because I don't know what our ranking is or anything. Do you happen to know what it is?
I don't think
No, I
they can
don't.
see.
You
I don't
don't?
think they can see.
I can't see because I don't have a Spotify account. I have Apple, so I can see all of like the Google reviews and the Apple stuff. But I don't have Spotify, so I have no idea.
I don't think Spotify does it like
It
that.
doesn't?
No,
No.
they'd release though once a year, like to each person what they listen to the most, and and how many hours they listen.
Oh yeah.
It can be depressing, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm glad I don't have it.
Yeah, because you're like, shit, I went through some shit this year. Listen to my music selection. It was horrible.
All right.
Right here, you're pretty popular.
Oh, well, we love to hear that.
We're small town famous. They like us a lot in this little town. Well, I don't know if they
some
like
of
us.
us.
They do.
They put up with us.
They tell us to our face that they like us.
Yeah, but I don't know.
sometimes.
Yeah.
What's
But,
not to like?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That might be why they don't like us. No, I'm kidding. No, we get along with everybody.
Well, we like you, Sean. So thank you so much for letting us call you today.
Thank you very much for the call.
All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks for
Thank
listening.
you.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for joining us. Maybe come back next week and bring a friend.
Yeah. And remember, there's always 3 sides to every story.
2 sides and the truth.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.